Hi everyone, it's great to see you. Last week I shared how you could pinch off your cosmos plants so that you would have more branching and get a fuller looking seedling. And today we're going to do the same thing, but with our Coleus, because these are another type of plant that when you pinch them off, they will sprout new little leaves from the nodes, and it works so well. So here you can see from one of the ones from last week, I pinched in the middle, and then look at how beautiful those side leaves are coming out, these branches. And it's just amazing. It's so hard to do. And then the next week you're like, oh, totally worth it, because I see that they're even doing better. And it's going to be the same way with the Coleus. So I look at my Coleus, I have 92 of them to pinch, and I already pinched a couple just so I could show you what was going to happen. So here's one that I pinched just a couple days ago, right in the middle, and you already have some little tiny sprouts here. So now instead of just getting one set of leaves coming up the middle, I'll have two sets of leaves coming up the middle. This one I pinched, maybe a little over a week ago, and it already has leafed out with those two sets of leaves on either side of where I pinched in the middle. So instead of just having two leaves, now I have four here in the center, and it will continue to branch like that and just make it such a beautiful plant. So you have to be brave. You have to just go for it. You really can't hurt them. They're gonna come back just fine. I'm gonna grab this plant right here. Sometimes if you peek underneath, you'll notice that in those little areas where the leaves come together, you can already start to see some little leaf pairs there. So I pinch right above that and take it right off. So now you have this leaf here, and these actually root so well. You could almost stick this in the ground somewhere and it would root. If I was outside, I would probably do that pinching. This will now go ahead and make those two sets of leaves. Let's take another look at one real close up. Okay, so let's take a look at this Coleus here. So you might be asking yourself, do I pinch after the top pair of leaves? Do I take the second pair of leaves and pinch? And the truth is, it does not matter. This Coleus is getting a little leggy, so I'm going to go down two sets of leaves and pinch right here, and I can tell that it has started some little growth there. But I could pinch right after this first set. As long as I leave the little starts, if I see those little starts of leaves there and don't touch those, it's fine. So if I pinched after this one, there we go. You can see tiny, tiny little growth. Or you could have pinched after the second and you have some bigger leaves. It really doesn't matter as long as you leave this little stub and you have space for the new leaflets to leaf out right there, and then you're all set. The nice thing with these too is Coleus have very, very soft stems, so you can just do it with your fingers. I'm going to show you how quickly you will get into a rhythm doing this now. As you just go through your plants, you just reach in and pinch all the tops off. And yes, it does seem heartless, but your plants will thank you later, and you will be happy that you did this later because your plants are going to look great. And this is something you can continue to do throughout the season. If you're outside and you're like, oh, this is looking a little leggy today, you can take it back by just pinching off the top and start some new growth. And your Coleus will do just fine. I do that a lot with those that I want to just keep bushing out. Look at that, 2 trays. I'm gonna alternate these with the other ones now. Here are 2 more trays. Look at how beautiful this Coleus is. Oh my goodness, I just love seeing them all together. Okay, let me get pinching. Okay, now, I might have missed some of these, and that's okay. If you go back and you realize you want a little shorter plant or you missed one, you can pinch these at any time in the life cycle of your Coleus. But this is a good start. Now in about 2 weeks I can put them outside, which is great. I've started to harden them off just by using a fan on them, and now as it gets warmer I'll start moving them outside a couple hours a day. These are going to be just a beautiful addition to the garden. Now if you haven't grown coleus from seed before, don't worry, you can still go and get some coleus that are already started for you at a local nursery, which is a great way to sort of fill in some containers, to put them in the ground, and you can find all sorts of great varieties. They're just a really versatile plant. You don't grow them for the flowers, just for the foliage, but their foliage is spectacular. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.